Afternoon, folks. Welcome to Pawpaw John's Homestead channel. Today I'm making pear relish. We're at the end of the growing season. It's 1st of August, well, first half of August. I've got an old recipe here that I'm going to use for this pear relish. I've been using it for years. I don't take credit for it. Don't know where I got it from, whether it was a relative or if it was out of a canning book. Anyway, I'll post the recipe, and first thing I do, I'm going to go with 2 quarts vinegar. Put this in my stock pot. I always use stainless steel when you're using something with high acidity. I always put liquids in first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the spices and the vinegar, mix them together, and I'll go through and process all my vegetables and my fruit. So the first thing I'm going to add, after I put my 2 quarts of vinegar in, I'm going to add 4 cups of sugar, salt. I'm going to add my turmeric. I'm going to add my cinnamon, cloves, allspice, and mustard. Vinegar, all the spices added together. Just stir these up. Once you add all this together, we'll set this on the stove, bring it to a boil. And you want to simmer these for roughly 15 minutes. You'll take them out, put them in your jars, your prepared jars. Go ahead and count them, and then take them and process them in a hot bath. Not a whole lot to it, a little bit of work, well worth it. While you're preparing the vegetables and the fruit, go ahead and take your jars, your canner, go ahead and put these on the stove, bring it to a boil. What I'm doing is sterilizing the jars. Now on your canning pot, you want to make sure that your water is covering your jars, because once you take these jars out, pack them and put them back in, it'll ensure that you won't have to add or take water out of your pot. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and process all the peppers and the onions, and go ahead and peel the pears, get everything ready. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay. I've already cut my 2 red bell peppers, 2 green bell peppers, 2 yellow bell peppers, and a handful of jalapeno peppers. I've just cut those into pieces. What I'm going to do is use my shredder on it. Got 2 quarts of onions, chopped into pieces. Just turn this on. Once I shred these, I'm going to put these directly into my liquid. Set those to the side, and I'll process my pears, and we'll be back and go ahead and cook them. gonna go ahead and process the pears. I'm gonna cut out, chop up 1 gallon of pears. Okay, so I'll add the pears to the peppers and the mixture. Boil this for 15 minutes. Take them out, pack the jars, put the lids on the jars, and put them in the canner and process them for 20 minutes, and we'll be ready to go. And as I mentioned before, always wash your hands when you're working with peppers. They will burn you. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, so got a gallon, 4 quarts of pears cut up. I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna grind them up, actually slice them up, add them to the mix, and I'm gonna cook it for 15 minutes and put it in jarred up. So go ahead and add that. So that makes 4 quarts. Pears are added. Move to the heat. Turn it up on high. And your time starts. When it starts to boil, turn it back down to a simmer. Let it simmer for 15 minutes, and then it's ready to pack. Just using a towel to set my jars on when I get ready to pack them. Now I boiled this water right before I put the pears on the cook. And what I'm going to do here, this water is hot. I'm going to put my lids in my jars. Lids are in, they're soaking. These are my sterilized jars that I'll be using. Don't take these out of the water until you're ready to pack them. And what I'll do is, when this gets ready, I'll take the jars out, line them up, get everything ready, and then start packing the jars. So the relish is just about to start to boil. I'm going to go ahead and get the jars set up. These come in real handy. You pretty much need these. Okay, the jars are ready. I'm going to go ahead and swap pots. This has been boiling simmering for 15 minutes, it's ready to go in the jars. Go ahead and fill these. Fill these right to the bottom of this. At least 1 inch head space in it. Every so often you need to stop, go ahead and clean your rims. So this will only hold 8, I think that holds 6. So I'm gonna get started, go ahead and get them boiling and process these. All right, 8 in this one, put it on the stove, bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, we'll boil those for 20 minutes. All right, so that's about it. We're gonna put the jars up here when they get done. Let them cool. Okay. Got the dirty dishes cleaned up, and the first batch is ready to come out. I'm gonna sit it on the bar here, set them out here on this towel. One thing I wanted to point out is turmeric will turn everything yellow. That's the reason why I have this towel on the bar, including your bowls if it's plastic bowls. So just keep that in mind. It's a good idea to wear old clothes when you're doing this if you're using that turmeric, because if it gets on your clothes, it's not coming out. So here's the first batch. They've been cooking for 20 minutes. Always leave a space between them to cool. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but my fan is running, stirring the air in here. It'll cool these off pretty quick this evening. They'll sit overnight, finish cooling. Now I'm ready to go back with the next batch, and it won't take quite as long because the water's already good hot. These will only have to cook about 15 minutes. The water's covering over about 1 inch. We're good to go. Good idea to have some type of mitts. Next batch has got about 15 minutes and it will be done. All right, so next batch is ready. So we're done with that one today. Night. And the next one has about 15 minutes and we'll call this done. An example of that turmeric. There it is there. Anything white, it's going to be yellow. Not a pretty yellow. Okay, so next batch is ready. You go ahead and pull these jars. I might show you that these pears right here are, I didn't use very many of them, so I'm going to have to do some more canning this week. I'm going to can these in syrup, light syrup. So with this recipe, you can see what the yield's going to be. The yield on this recipe is 8 quarts. However you divide it up, I wound up with 4, 6, 12, 13 pints and 6 half pints. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up. That's how to make pear relish. And I hope this video has helped you decide to make some. And hope to see you again. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.